They turned into the hallway and disappeared. He didn't know where they went, but he
right
said...
You gave me the chills.
What's up, guys? Raquel here, and I'm back with another story time. For those of you guys who are here for the first time, welcome to Buddy World, and hit that subscribe button to join the family and check out a couple of our other videos so you guys can meet my partner in crime, Crystal. But for today's video, I'm going to tell you guys about the time that I was haunted. Now, this isn't a one-time thing. This kind of happened several times over the course of my life. So there's quite a few that I have to get through. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first one happened back when I was in high school. And you know me being an obedient little child, I would do dishes in my house. Crystal, shut up, I'm trying to record!
That's because I'm sick.
So, there was one time where I was washing dishes in this one house. And that house was straight up haunted, okay? We didn't know it at the time, but it was haunted now that I look back at it. One night, I was washing dishes. I would wash the dish and then go to put it to dry to let the water run and everything. And that thing exploded. Like, that didn't like crack, it didn't like break into pieces, it shattered. Like, it was poof, like the pieces went flying. I thought it was me at first. I thought it was like, oh, maybe I put it down too fast, or maybe I like set it down wrong. But no, that thing was shattered. Like, that's not normal. That happened several times where I'd be washing dishes and that thing would explode. And like, I would even try to like be careful because I was like, oh, it's like, I don't want to shatter this one, I don't want it to like explode. So I would like set them down like really carefully. I was like extra careful to set them down and not break them because I thought it was me. But no, like, those things were exploding from something else, honestly. We're gonna come back to this house. We're gonna fast forward a little bit to this other place that we moved into afterwards. It was a little apartment. It was a little bit closer to my school, so it was really good even though I was still late. One night I was in my room sleeping, and all of a sudden I feel like this big pressure on my chest. Like, it was so heavy. Like, I feel like something's sitting on me and I can't breathe. Like, I couldn't talk, I couldn't scream, I couldn't say anything. Like, I realized just like, felt like this immense like pressure, something like sitting on me, and it wasn't letting me breathe. I was there for like a good couple minutes. Obviously, you know, I prayed and I was just like, Lord, please get this thing off me, whatever it is. I couldn't see it, I just felt the pressure. Like, there was nothing there, but there was something there, you know what I mean? After a while, like, I prayed and it was all good. Like, I was able to go back to sleep, and that was that. But now that I look back on it, that honestly was some like paranormal stuff, because you don't just choke like that. Like, it felt like something was there. From there, we're gonna fast forward even more to this other house. I moved like so many times in my lifetime, so just try to keep up with me. One night I was sleeping, and I don't know why I went to sleep early that night, because that like never happens, but everybody else was still up and I was like super exhausted, so I went to sleep in my room. And at that time I shared a room with my sister. All of a sudden I wake up and I hear like somebody had gone into the room and was like looking through stuff. Like, they were moving things around. It was like a lot of noise. I was like half asleep, half awake, and like I was just kind of waiting for them to leave, like hoping they would find what they were looking for and leave, but they didn't. Finally, I just like opened my eyes and like look around, and like there's nobody there. It looked like no one had come in, nothing was moved, everything was in its spot. The noise had stopped, obviously. By the time I like opened my eyes and was looking around, there was nobody there. And I was like, okay, well, that was odd. So I went back to sleep. I was like, okay, whatever. And all of a sudden I start hearing that noise again. Like, I start hearing somebody looking and like calling my name, like, you know, like, Raquel. I was just like, you guys need to find whatever you're looking for and like get out, because I'm trying to sleep. I didn't care at this point. I was like, whatever. Like, and it gets to the point where like all of a sudden, I'm not lying, I'm not kidding you, like, this happened, I'm not crazy. All of a sudden I hear somebody scream in my ear, like a really high-pitched scream, and I like sit up. I'm like, what the heck? And I thought it was like my sister playing a prank on me. But I look around and the lights are off, everybody's asleep at this point, like nobody's around me, and it's like dark, like there was nobody there. And I was like, oh heck no. Like that's when the dots connected. I'm out of here. Like this is not working for me. This is not. So I got my pillow, I got my blanket, and I dipped. I went over to my brother's room. He's never had one of those experiences, but he's pretty familiar with like things happening in our family. He knew what I was talking about. So I was able to sleep in his room that night, and that was that. Now we're gonna rewind back to the first house that I was telling you guys about, because this is like the craziest one that I can say that I've ever experienced. And I'm not lying, because my dad is involved in this too. It wasn't just me. This was back when I was in high school, and at the time my brother and my sister were off in college, and they lived in the dorms at the school. So we had 2 extra rooms open. Like it was my sister's room, my brother's room, me and my little sister's room, and then my parents' room. When they would go off to college, I'd be like, yes, I could like finally dip and leave my sister. So I would occasionally go to like my sister's room, spend the night there, or go to my brother's room and spend the night there, and it was all chill. Like it was fine. But like I said, that house was haunted. One night I went to go sleep in my brother's room. In the middle of the night, I woke up with this weird feeling, and I can't really explain it to you unless like you've experienced like paranormal stuff like this. It's just like you feel like somebody's in the room, but you don't see them, but they're there. I wake up, I feel this presence. Like I feel that people are in the room with me. I can't tell you how I could know this, but I felt like there was 3 people in the room with me, and it was 2 guys and 1 girl. Don't tell me how I know this. I just felt it, okay? I could tell. I can't see their faces, but I saw their figures, and I knew where they were in the room. There was one at the end of my bed. I was kind of like off to the left. It was off to the left by a nightlight that was on. And then there was another one that was standing at the door, which was to my right, the entrance of the room at the door. And then there was one standing right next to me. They were all looking at me. I don't know why, but I couldn't move. Again, I couldn't talk. Like there's situations like I don't know why you can't talk or like call anybody or say anything. So like I was just like frozen, but I could see them. I couldn't see their faces. I just saw black figures. Again, like I prayed. I just closed my eyes and I was like, Lord, help me. Like whatever's going on here, you know you got this. Like, and eventually like I was calm again and I fell asleep. I told my dad what happened. I was like, Dad, like last night I felt something weird. Like I don't know what happened. And I told him the story and he was like, are you kidding me? He told me that night he had fallen asleep on the couch watching TV, and he said he had a dream. He dreamt that the whole front street, the whole front of the house, like the street in front of my house, filled up with like a bunch of demons, like black figures. They just filled the whole street. And he said that out of all of that big old crowd, he said that 3, yeah, you guessed it, 3 of them came out and walked into the house. Like they walked towards the door, they came in through the door, they turned into the hallway and disappeared. He didn't know where they went, but he said,
you gave me the chills.
He didn't know what happened after that, but he said he dreamt that, and it's on the exact same night that I had the same experience. That's when we knew we had to move out, obviously, after that. And I've had several other experiences where like I'm not even in my own home and I experience like paranormal stuff. All in all, I've had my fair share of paranormal activities and all the stuff with ghosts. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes, I do. People, they're real. If you want to believe me, that's up to you, but I know they're real. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys have ever encountered something like this, let me know down below. I want to hear your stories too, okay? Give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week for another Buddy World Wednesday. Okay, bye! Okay, anyways.